What's going on, guys? I'm Jahzy, and today on Interviewer's Choice, we have the lead editor of SoaR Vultar. How you doing, man?
What's up, guys? I'm doing great, thank you.
So, quickly, I want to do a would you rather. Would you rather be able to fly or be able to become invisible?
I did actually have a conversation with one of my friends recently about this, and I thought that if you had the ability to be invisible, the only real benefit that would have to you is if it was something illegal. Like, for instance, you'd only want to be invisible if you want to get away from something or someone, right? Which most commonly that would be for the wrong reason. So I would say fly would be more appropriate, because flying has more practicality than to be invisible, in my opinion.
So, like, you can pretty much get to wherever you want, like, a quicker manner. You can actually be, like, it's more like leisure to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think to be able to fly would be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. Alright, so, kind of in, like, the whole Call of Duty perspective, what should an editor's mindset be when approaching, like, a style of edit? Like, either if it's an episode, a team taj, a cam edit, like, what's your give and take on that?
I think that before you take up an edit, you have to have the mindset to be you gotta have most of your concentration on that edit. So, for instance, I know some people that would accept edits and, you know, I can't think of the word right now, but sort of do other things in the meantime, like maybe go on Xbox and everything, so kind of sort of push it off because they can't be bothered to do it at the time or whatever. And it's not really good, because if you want to do an edit, I think you should sit down, get it done. Or, you know, I'm not saying you have to solidly edit, but I do think that it's not good. It doesn't give you a good impression to players if you just say you're going to get something done and you don't follow up with you know, the proof that you say you're going to do it or not. So I think you should do it that way.
So pretty much, like, not procrastinate, like,
that's the one.
Yeah, down, plan your edit, kind of get to know what you're doing before you actually delve into it.
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. So, when it comes to you for doing your kind of own edits, like, what's the building process from, like, start to end? Like, how long does it typically take for you to edit something?
I'd like to say a week, because I do know some people that will take a few days or a day or whatever on an edit. You know, fair enough, you can take however long you need, although the key is not to rush it. Now, for me, when I do an edit, I like to make sure I know pretty much what I want to do, what sort of song I want, what sort of style I like, before I go ahead and do an edit, because it's not really that great if you do an edit. It's not that great if you get asked to do an edit, you just say yes and you have nothing planned. I'm not saying you have to sit there, and I don't personally plan an entire edit to start to finish of what I want to do. However, I do like to have a few ideas in my head of how I want it to sort of pan out. And to speed up the process, usually if you have an idea of the intro at the beginning, then that does definitely sort of help the process along quicker. So that's what I do. So yeah.
Understandable. So, since you're lead editor of SoaR, from your own point of view, when you want to recruit someone and you have your eyes set on someone, what's the process to that? Like, what goes through your mind when you're seeing someone interesting in your own eyes?
Well, when I see someone that I think that has a lot of potential or is definitely near to being in SoaR, I obviously mention it to Smith, who's the co-lead editor, on what he thinks. But also sometimes, you know, I do speak to some close friends, mainly people in SoaR, of what they think of them and whether they would be benefit. Because although I do make the final decision, I do like to have some opinions on the pros and cons from other people. However, if they're 100% ready for SoaR and there's nothing I can think of that would mean that they wouldn't, I do think. I was about to say, I do think that from now on, I would like to do some more cool ways of recruiting someone. But usually, if there's someone that's dead set to get in SoaR, pretty much, you know, I'll just ask them in, or we would get them to do a SoaR episode, and if they do well, or some sort of project, it doesn't have to be SoaR related, but some sort of project, if they do well, that's sort of the final decision there. That's just the sort of decider, as it were. So
cool. Now, along that, would you say it's mainly like mindset or skill? Like, what do you really look for? Is it like a percentage difference, or?
I mean, if I know there's someone that's good, you know, I do like to get to know them, or I like to sort of know what they're sort of about, and I do ask some people if they know them. And there have been a few occasions where I'm pretty sure, I'm not going to name names, but there's been a few occasions where I've mentioned someone to a few people, and they're like, oh no, he's a dick, and he said this, and he said that. And although I won't take their word 100%, and I will make sure that what they say is 100% accurate, you know, the personality, they have to have the mindset for a big team, you know, because some people literally don't. Some people can't handle criticism or like to rage at people. You know, you need to make sure you have the right mindset to be able to represent a big team like SoaR. So that's what I like to also make sure that they have the personality there as well.
Nice. Okay, so in the community, not just focused around editors, pretty much all around, like personally, do you think there's an underlying issue in the community as of right now that could be fixed or could be changed?
I don't know. It depends whether the majority of the community want to have change. But overall, there's definitely an issue of people that if they have a mindset on opinion that they have, they will vocalize it negatively or through abuse at people, mainly through Twitter actually, not willing to actually hear the other people's side because they don't care. But another point is, I'm not going to name names, however, if there's a situation that arises that's there's two sides to it, whoever puts their side first is always the person that will come out best, even if they are incorrect. The person who is on the receiving end is always worse off, which is a shame, but once again, there's been quite a few occasions that's happened, and to be honest, I think it's because a lot of the community, the Call of Duty community, are of a younger age, and maybe I just don't think that they handle a lot of the situations correctly. So you have to kind of make sure that you say the right thing, and not to say the. You just have to make sure that you structure however you want to vocalize your argument or opinion correctly to not get any negative, sort of, can't think of the word, but any sort of negative reactions or whatever. So you've got to try and make your argument and opinions two-sided. But I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. To be honest, you're just going to have to live with it because that's the fans that we have. So, but you know, I don't want to generalise all of the Call of Duty community because a lot of people don't take it to that level. But there are some people that represent it badly, I believe.
Yeah, and with that also comes with the maturity mindset. I mean, you got to be mature in your actions and what you say. Again, not to name names, I could think of a couple situations that recently happened where you need to be willing to hear both sides of the story before you kind of come out and say, hey, this guy's right, this guy's wrong, or vice versa.
That's it. Before buying something in real life, so for instance a TV, you hear some good things about it, but you also want to find out what's the cons about it. You know, there's a lot of people that hear like a exposed video or something happened and they'll just completely act on exactly what they've been told without even bothering to hear the other end. So that's what I think should be fixed, although I don't think it will, to be honest.
Maybe you won't. We'll see what the turnout is.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
But okay, so during your history as an editor, kind of like back into the editing perspective, who would you say you've connected with the most in the community? Maybe as like an inspiration, maybe as a close friend. Like, who would you say you really like created a core connection with?
Well, I've been in SoaR for, I think, almost a year and a half. It's definitely gone over the year mark. And to be honest, it's difficult to remember the exact details of other teams that I've been in. But to be honest, the people that I've connected with the most are a lot of people that have either been in SoaR. I mean, definitely I connect with everyone that's in the SoaR editing team. But I don't know really. There's definitely a few people that I usually have sort of Skype conversations with people that are mainly editors because we have similar interests. But I would say, yeah, the SoaR people is probably... that's why I really enjoy SoaR. I would not see myself leaving at all, because I just really enjoy my time, and there's everyone there I don't have a problem with, you know, and I don't see myself having a problem with either, because I always treat people with respect, and if there's an equal respect, then that's fine, and there's no reason not to have an equal respect. But to be more specific, I would say, just for the simple fact that I was in a leadership role for over 6 months with him, it would have to be Ninja, because we were in a lead role together, so we'd have to keep that communication tight. Therefore, being friends, we were really good friends. Still are, even though he's in phase, doesn't change anything. So yeah, it's probably the editors in SoaR and outside of SoaR as well in other teams I'm good friends with also.
Cool. So, with the whole concept of you editing for the past few years, with the whole mindset is that this is what you love doing, what do your parents think of you with the editing? Like, do they support it? Do they contribute to it in any way possible? Like, what's the whole story behind that?
Well, they know what I do. They don't know the exact specifics because I don't think it's really necessary to tell everything. They're probably not really that interested in the exact details. However, I do know the basic outline of what I do, and I do want to have an editing career when I'm older as a profession. But they're supportive of it. They know I'm successful in what I do, so they're supportive in what I do. So. Yeah.
Awesome. And you know what? I want to finish this interview with something really unique. I always do this in all my interviews, and it's called to finish a sentence. And it's something where I give you a quick rundown of a quick half sentence. You got to finish it, okay?
Sure.
All right. This past weekend, I hung out with FaZe Ninjas, and he taught me how to
twerk.
Taught you how to twerk. Well, so thank you so much for coming on for this next upload. I really appreciate it.
Brilliant. No problem. I really enjoyed it.